Leave of the board, I would like to raise an issue, actually not on today's agenda, but that again is an issue that we began discussing several weeks ago, and that concerns, in addition to the discussion of the family court budget, we have remaining then the item of the probate court budget request, appropriation request. Again, there's approximately an amount, Chris, I think of $23,000 plus that were in dispute between our appropriation and the requested appropriation of the probate court. We have taken a look at this in the course of 2 weeks and have had some discussions. I'm going to pretty much read you what my comments are on this. Again, from my review of everything, courts have a prerogative with regard to the ordering of an appropriation for their operations that other branches of government do not have. Courts have the authority to order their appropriation as long as the appropriation is reasonable and necessary. Courts are given wide latitude in what is reasonable and necessary. A Board of Commissioners must show an abuse of discretion by the court in order to successfully challenge a court's appropriation. There are a lengthy series of Ohio Supreme Court and Court of Appeals cases which establish a very strong standard in favor of the court's appropriation authority. The reality is that we commissioners have only very limited authority over the amount of appropriations to the courts. In large part, our authority with respect to the courts and our efforts to maintain budgetary discipline is more one of moral persuasion than legal authority. I am as desirous as my fellow commissioners in establishing a consistent budgetary discipline and in maintaining a comparable set of rules in the interest of fairness for all county offices and departments. But I think that we need to recognize our limitations. Our refusal to grant the probate court's requested appropriation will probably lead to the filing of a court action in mandamus by the probate court. I do not believe that Stark County government needs more litigation over an issue that is effectively predetermined. This will only demean the perception of the public as to our ability to govern. I have personally reviewed the probate court's requested appropriation and discussed it in detail with the probate court judge. In my opinion, she makes good, that is, reasonable and necessary justifications for her request. They are, however, not consistent with the budgetary standards that we have asked everyone to implement. The amount of funding in this dispute is $23,680. I would move, in order that this issue can be decided in some manner and move forward, I would therefore move to amend today's agenda to add the requested appropriation which was provided to us by the probate court, and which I have in writing here, and for the board to approve said appropriation. This motion, as with any other motion, requires a second, and in the absence of a second, the motion would die. Is there a second? Gene, 1 second. In the absence of a second, the motion dies for lack of a second. The effect of this, at least as of the conclusion of today's meeting, is that the appropriations adopted by the commissioner for all of county government, which were previously adopted approximately 3 to 4 weeks ago, I don't recall exactly what date it was.
March 19th.
March 19th, stand without amendment, other than as we have amended them in some of our appropriations actions. But with regard to the probate court, the requested appropriation of the additional $23,680 remains at this point in time denied. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.